Hey guys, it's Amber. Welcome to my channel and to my after melting thoughts of the 10 brand new fragrances from the new fall winter catalog from Scentsy. I've had a chance to melt them all and have some time with each of them. And so I thought I'd give you my thoughts, and then at the end I'll rate what's my least favorite to my most favorite. There are quite a few that are like my most favorite. So I don't know how I'm gonna be able to choose because there are some really good ones this time around. So I have my notes, so I might be referring to those a little bit, but let's jump into it. So our first one, and let me get the notes from Scentsy as well, just to make sure I can give you accurate descriptions of them. Okay, the first one we have is Harvest Blessings. Now, Scentsy describes this as, see, I'm already having issues. Radiant apple, spiced pumpkin, and smooth oak embody everything you love about autumn. Now, to me, this is almost a spicier version of Cider Mill, except with more pumpkin than Cider Mill has. Cider Mill is like a balanced pumpkin apple, and this one is a little heavier on the pumpkin, and it's spicy. It's spicier. I wouldn't say it's like overwhelmingly spicy. The cinnamon in it to me is more of a bakery cinnamon rather than red hot candy like cinnamon. But I would say it's like a cousin of Cider Mill, definitely. The throw on this one was really good for me at a 9. I could smell it up my stairs when I melted it downstairs in my living area. So that is Harvest Blessings. Next up is Graham Cracker Crunch. The notes for this one are caramelized graham cracker layered with crunchy peanut butter and creamy vanilla bean. This one, you guys, is so good. Oh my gosh. It totally smells like a graham cracker that you've spread peanut butter on. And it's amazing, you guys. It's so good. You really don't get much vanilla. I don't smell this and think vanilla. I totally think just graham cracker with peanut butter. And it sounds like it would be a weird, like, home fragrance, but when it's melting, it's just so cozy and yummy, and it's amazing as far as throw goes as well. It's like a 9.5. It's almost a 10, 9 to 9.5, because I, again, melted it downstairs. I could smell it up the stairs and into here in my bedroom. That is how strong this is. But it's not strong like cloying. Like, for me, Almond Croissant is one that's very cloying and overwhelming for me. But this one isn't overwhelming as far as the actual fragrance of it. Just cozy and yummy and amazing. Love it. So that's Graham Cracker Crunch. The next one is Scarlet Sunflower. And this one is juicy apple and a hint of red cranberry are brightened by Scarlet Sunflower turning its face towards the sun. Now, for some reason, this one reminds me a little bit of Winterberry Apple Tea. It doesn't smell exactly alike. It doesn't necessarily smell like it, but that's kind of the vibe I get from it. I get a fresh apple, but it's not like a Macintosh, like Johnny Appleseed. It's more of a sweeter, like Golden Delicious or Honeycrisp, that type of apple. And then the pear in it is deeper. It's not as bright as like Autumn Road Trip, the pear in that one. That's more of a bright fresh, and this is a deeper type of pear. And then there's this fall floral, this perfumey fall floral mixed in with those fruit notes. And the floral, I think it's the floral that's kind of giving me that tea vibe that you get in winterberry apple tea, which is why I think it kind of reminds me of it. It's a beautiful scent. It is so pretty. Even if you don't normally love florals, give this one a try. It is really nicely balanced between the floral and the fruit notes. It's so beautiful. It's a totally fall scent. You don't smell it and think spring, because usually florals for me is, I usually melt them in the spring if I'm doing florals, but this is totally a fall floral. It's so good. The throw on it for me is between a 7 and an 8, so it's a nice throw, not super heady or overwhelming or anything like that. So that's Scarlet Sunflower. The next one we have is Eucalyptus Wreath. So this one is fresh eucalyptus is woven with juniper and adorned with frosted mint. Now, all I get from this one is really is the eucalyptus with a slight touch of juniper. It's a little too astringent for me. I like evergreen scents if they aren't overly astringent. This one is kind of too astringent for me. So smelling it, you know, on cold, it did remind me a little bit of Just Breathe, but after warming it especially, Just Breathe has sweeter notes to it. There is more mint in it. I know this says that there's mint. What it was, a frosted mint. I really don't get much in the way of mint. Thankfully, it's not overwhelming. It's an earthier eucalyptus as well compared to Just Breathe, which is, I think, like I said, with that mint aspect in that one, it doesn't come across as super earthy or herbal, whereas this one does. The throw is about a 7, so that is Eucalyptus Wreath. It's a very nice outdoorsy, earthy eucalyptus if you don't mind that astringent quality. Okay, next up is Spiced Ember Glow. So Spiced Ember Glow is smoked apple and toasted vanilla over cinnamon embers offer a warm and inviting escape. Now you guys, when I smelled this one on cold, I thought, oh, it's nice. Nothing to write home about or anything. But when I melted it, you guys, this is a wonderful, wonderful cozy fragrance. So, so good. So I get a sweet, like baked apple in it with like what I imagine like vanilla whipped topping on the baked apple. And then it has like a dusting of cinnamon, again, bakery type cinnamon over the top of the vanilla whipped cream. And then I imagine like the baked apple was kind of baked over maybe like an open campfire because you get a slight, very slight, it's not super smoky at all, but there is a slight kind of warm smokiness to this. It's just a friendly, cozy fragrance. The throw on it is about a 7. So again, it's not gonna blow you out of the house, but it is still present. I feel like it's one that would be like a guest-friendly type fragrance, guest-friendly fall scent. It's beautiful. I love it. So that's Spiced Ember Glow. Next up is Pomegranate Prosecco. This one is delectable rosé berry and pomegranate. Add an effervescent splash to a flute of pink Prosecco. So this is fruity and bubbly. It's similar If you guys remember the scent that came out last year for Bring Back My Bar in December, Blackcurrant Bubbly. It's similar to that, but sweeter to me. The pomegranate in it is almost candy-like. And then you do get that effervescent quality to this one as well. With Blackcurrant Bubbly, the currant in it kind of, after a while, gave it almost a bitter note. This one doesn't do that. I don't really get that with this one. I think this would be a good scent to melt, especially around New Year's and into the new year type of fragrance. The throw on it was about an 8 for me. So that is Pomegranate Prosecco. Okay, next up is Blue Tonka and Sage. Or no, sorry, Blue Sage and Tonka. Not the other way around. Okay, revel in the richness of midnight sage and black lavender over the sultry sweetness of tonka bean. So this one reminds me so much of My Dear Watson, if you guys are familiar with that one. It is an earthy masculine fragrance, but there is a slight sweetness with that tonka bean. It's really nice. It reads cologne-ish to me, but it's an earthy cologne, if that makes sense, and not super overwhelming. The throw on it is about a 6. So again, not an overwhelming, overpowering scent. It's a nice, masculine, earthy fragrance. So that's Blue Sage and Tonka. I don't smell it and get like lavender at all when I was melting it. So I'm not sure exactly what black lavender is, but whatever it is compared to regular lavender, I really don't get lavender. So just so you're aware. Okay, our next one is Cinnamon Buttercream. This is also a gourmand scent like Graham Cracker Crunch was. So this one is Italian buttercream and creamy mascarpone, scooped over cinnamon cake, combined sugar, spice, and everything nice. So when I melted this, to my nose, it is buttery, but there's a slightly sour milk note to me, I guess from the mascarpone, which is like an Italian cream cheese, Italian version of cream cheese. Not as sour as regular cream cheese is, but you do get that kind of sour milk to my nose, which I unfortunately did not care for. If you remember, or if you knew about the scent of one of the scents of the season last year, Cookies for Santa, it reminds me a lot of that. It's the same type of vibe. So buttery, slightly sour milk, unfortunately for me. Lighter on the cinnamon. The throw was between a 7 and an 8 for me. So this was not one that I really cared for, unfortunately. I'll probably try mixing it to see if I can tone down that sour aspect of it, and then hopefully I'll be able to tolerate it a little more. I'm not saying I hated it. I can still melt it. It just definitely was not a fave. So Cinnamon Buttercream. Okay, 2 left. Our next one is Tinsel Berry. Tinsel Berry is strawberry and cranberry dipped in cinnamon and sweet sugar for a little extra sparkle. So if you guys remember those Christmas ribbon candies, when I melted it, and when I smell it on cold, it still smells the same when it melted for me. That is totally the vibe I get from it. The cinnamon Christmas, or the Christmas ribbon candies were like a combination of red hot cinnamon, but not overwhelmingly cinnamon, but mixed in with like fruit, hard candies. That is totally the vibe I get from this when I was melting even. You get a cinnamon, but it's more of that candied red hot cinnamon, but still not overwhelming. It was a softer version of, so it's not like red hots or hot tamales type of, you know, those are like way in your face, red hot candy cinnamon. This is a softer version of it mixed with that fruit. The throw is about a 7, but totally perfect for that Christmas time vibe. Like I said, totally reminds me of those hard candies, those ribbon candies. So that is Tinsel Berry. And then our last one is another one that's a fave of mine, Cashmere and Corduroy. So this one is wrap yourself up in the coolness, in the coziness of creamy vanilla, Sicilian bergamot, and cashmere sandalwood. So this is a really sweet, cozy, sultry bedroom type fragrance. You can melt it in other places though, because it does have a really nice throw at an 8 for me. Really good throw. The bergamot in it, I think, is kind of brightens it up a little bit, which kind of gives it a different twist to some of the other sultry bedroom scents that they have out there. It's so pretty, you guys. It's so pretty. It's hard to describe because it's musky, it's sweet, it's cozy, it's just beautiful, honestly. It's beautiful. So another one I highly recommend. So that's Cashmere and Corduroy. Okay, so if I have to put them in order now, I think I would have to go with, unfortunately, Cinnamon Buttercream is my least favorite. Followed closely by Eucalyptus Wreath. And then probably Blue Sage and Tonka. I'm just not huge into cologne scents. Not bad at all. Like I said, reminds me of My Dear Watson. So I'm definitely not saying that I dislike that one, or actually any of them. They're just some that I care for least. Then probably, I'd probably go with Tinsel Berry next. And then Pomegranate Prosecco. Then I'd go with probably Harvest Blessings, the cousin, the older, spicier cousin to Cider Mill. And then, oh, see, it's hard now that I get to the final 4 because they're all kind of tied, but I think I'll go with Scarlet Sunflower. And then tied for first, the next 3. No. I probably do Cashmere and Corduroy third, but it's amazing. And then, seriously, Graham Cracker Crunch second. And this one really did surprise me how much I loved it. Spiced Ember Glow would probably be my first, but again, the top 3 are pretty much tied for first, but if I had to choose, that would be the order. So amazing. I'm very happy with all the new fragrances this time around. Like I said, the only one that kind of really disappointed me were the Cinnamon Buttercream and Eucalyptus Wreath. But again, I'm not saying I hate them at all. They're just not appealing to me. So they are for sale. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. My website is in the description for you. If you would like to order any of these, they are all for sale. They are in the catalog. So even if they're out of stock, they will be restocked for you. So since I'm losing my voice, I better wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. I appreciate all you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now.